Let me share my screen. Today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just brief you about how to generate a code proposal document automatically. So in order to generate a code proposal automatically, you need a CPQ API so that you can generate a code proposal in a Salesforce CPQ environment. What is the business use case here? The business use case is my customer would like to generate a code proposal document automatically in some certain cases, rather than generating these documents manually. So what I have to do, now I am in my Salesforce CPQ environment. What I did, I have just created a one checkbox called generate a proposal checkbox. If you see this generate proposal checkbox, this is what I have created. And if I go to my, let's suppose on this particular code proposal number 41, you can easily see I have my generate proposal a checkbox. Then you can just select a checkbox and just hit save button. So what it does in background, it calls a trigger, and through trigger we are calling the CPQ API to generate a code proposal. So if you go to the related item, in a code document section, you will see this code proposal document gets generated. So rather than generating a code proposal document manually, you can also generate a code proposal document through some automations, through some batch APIs. So if you see here, I can also have an access where sales rep generally used to generate a document manually. I click on a generate document. In that generate document, I can see the list of all my template, whatever the template I have defined. I need to pick up this template manually, and then you can just hit save an email or save or click preview option. So this preview option will give you the code PDF document generated based on the template that you have selected. So how we have accomplished this code proposal automations. So first I have created this generate proposal checkbox. Let me navigate to the code label. I have created a one class file called code proposal model. This class has following attribute called name, code ID, template ID, language, output format, and paper size. That proposal model, after created this code proposal class file, I have created another class file which has a save method. That save method is receiving a context for our code proposal model. And this is the API that we are calling called service router.save button. This API is automatically creating your code proposal document in the system. And how this class file and this method is being called, I'm calling this class file and this method from my trigger. In this trigger, I have written a trigger on after update where I'm checking the generate proposal checkbox is true and generate proposal checkbox is changed. Then based on this code proposal model, the class that I have created, I created an instance of that code proposal model. I set my code ID and I have hard-coded this template ID. And I am calling this particular save API so that it is start generating a document actually. So this is the code line where you can generate your code proposal automatically through batch API or through FS class or schedulable class or flow trigger based also. One quick suggestion, while as these jobs are a future job, So sometimes you don't see those document right away. It goes to the queue, and then based on the resource available, the code PDF document will be generated automatically. Here, this trigger is not a bulky file. The second part, this trigger is not a bulky file. So please make sure your trigger should be bulky file in order to all these APIs, CPQ API. Third, I have also hard coded this template ID, which is not supposed to do the hard coded ID. What you can do, you can create, you can assign a template. There is already a system defined, CPU defined object name called code template ID. This code template ID you can populate whenever the code is created based on your company criteria, your company conditions, or a business use case. You can update this code template ID, and the same code template ID you can start using in your trigger also. So rather than hard coding these values, rather than I haven't like make it like a bulky file, it's just a use case where I'm showcasing that how you can create a code proposal document dynamically, either with help of trigger, either with help of a batch class, or either you can also call through flow Apex trigger or Apex classes. So this is all about our code proposal documentation, where you can generate a document with help of this CPQ API. And for more detail related to this API, you can just refer to this API, CPQ API. And the CPQ API, there is a in that API, you have an option called CPQ code proposal model. This proposal model is basically is a class file, and this is the CPQ API that I am using called code proposal model CPQ API. Right. So this is the example where this class file and this sample example to talk about how you can call this text so that you can generate your code proposal PDF document automatically, either by batch class, either by your flow, or either by any other figure also. So this is all about our CPQ working session, and thanks for joining, and thanks for being there in the call. Please do subscribe my Salesforce CPQ channel, and please also share this channel to your social media. Thanks once again.